Welcome to the Wellness for Women show, where we talk about life, weight loss and everything in between. I'm Faye, founder of the AAA Way Life and Weight Loss Programme, and I'm here to help you put together the pieces of life and weight loss for one last time. This is an episode of the Wellness for Women show, filmed live in the free Facebook group. Hello, and welcome to episode number 57 of the Wellness for Women show. And tonight I'm going to be talking about unmasking the myth of consistency. Okay, so ladies, get your lab coat on. I'm starting with a mini science lesson, but I promise that there is a point to it. It's not going to be too scary or horrible. So it's just a little gentle dive into how our brains work. So it's a fact, our brains love, and I mean love, a bit of black and white thinking. Why? Because it reduces the amount of brain energy it takes to process information. And doesn't that on the face of it sound absolutely fantastic? The ability to make quick decisions that saves time and energy when presented with a difficult situation, problem and question. Bish, bash, bosh. Sounds great, right? But black and white thinking can make us think that we've got total clarity about our thoughts and feelings and our behaviours. We either think this or we think that. We feel this or we feel that. We're either doing this or we're doing that. And we may think that we are more likely to stick to our convictions if we view the world in the terms of the absolute rather than the shades of grey. But, however, it might sound so easy if that was the case. But what about when we start to find that conviction comes into our weight loss? So it's then I'm either on plan or off plan, eating for my hunger or not eating for my hunger, drinking my water or not drinking my water, moving my body or not moving my body. And again, that certainty of knowing whether you are or aren't doing something, it can feel great in one sense, because it feels like we've got less thinking to do. It all sounds so easy. However, the downside is that type of thinking can also lead to upset when our favourite saboteur makes their appearance, our favourite saboteur being judgment. So when judgment comes along for the ride, all of a sudden I'm bad because I didn't eat on plan. I'm lazy because I didn't move my body. And so what sounds like a simple matter-of-fact statement can sometimes lead us astray from an effective solution or even the truth if we accept that these thoughts are categorically true without question. So this little science bit really is quite handy to know when we dive into the main topic today of consistency, and specifically the myth of consistency. So a quick intro as usual for those who don't know me. I am Faye, and I lost over 70 pounds by ditching traditional diet methods, and I advocate working on weight loss with love, and I give women all the tools and the support to build their own unique successful weight loss journey without points, calories or fad methods. And again, if you want to join the list for the membership, you want to join the wait list, the links will be in the description when this goes live. So as usual though, let me know, what are your takeaways from this episode of the Wellness for Women show? Leave them for me in the Wellness for Women Facebook group. Leave me a hashtag gem plus your comment and I will know what's resonating with you. And likewise, if you've got a question, the group is the place to be for a private community and support. And so when it comes to weight loss, many women will often say that they have an issue with consistency, aka I just can't stick to this bloody diet. It's been ingrained in us over the years of dieting to think that we're failing, that we're not being consistent if we don't stick to the diet, that one particular plan or path that we're following at the time. And to be honest, even in my own journey, there were and there still are times, even though I was working on a weight loss method with love, when I would create diet rules out of the program I was following and I'd mentally beat myself up for not sticking to them. Tended to be when I was more tired or if stress was coming in. But how many times has the statement been said by a dieter somewhere that I fell off the wagon or I went off track? And how many times has that been uttered by a dieter? If I could have £1, please, for every time that's been uttered by a dieter. How often has the shit or bust mentality crept into your week? And how does that make you feel? Do you sit there thinking about or worrying about being consistent, wondering why you just can't get yourself together? And this is what I want to look at today. And in my view, a myth that is in need of busting. The myth of needing to be consistent in your approach to weight loss. Because in my opinion, it is just that. It's a myth, and I want to share with you why that is. So what if true consistency is not about sticking to one specific plan? What if consistency is not really the issue with why you're not losing weight? And what if the real consistency you want to aim for is consistency in the destination, but not necessarily the path to that sustainable weight loss? So let's take a closer look at why consistency is key, but not necessarily in the way that you might think. So, what does consistency mean to you? So, as with anything in my world, this is all about you. You are unique, and this needs to be honoured if you're going to find sustainable and lasting weight loss. So, we're going to start, as usual, with gathering awareness. So, grab a pen and paper, pause the video or podcast if you need to, and ask yourself, what does consistency mean to you? So I'll give you an audible break to just go and do that. And then when you've done that, come back and re-listen to the show. But rolling back a few years ago, before my weight loss journey, and when dieting, my answers would have been consistency is about doing the diet that I was on, 100% all or nothing. Didn't stick to my calories, failed. Went over my points, failed. Didn't go to the gym, failed. And following the rules, I must follow the rules or I won't lose weight. I have to track everything I eat. I mustn't waver from the plan. I have to eat a third of plate of veg. I can't eat bread. I'm not allowed dairy. And consistency equaled perfection. So does this sound familiar? Does this sound familiar to you? Let me know in the chat. Being perfect was the aim of the game. And those are just some examples. And I'm sure that you could fill a whole with your own perceptions of what consistency means to you. That perceived need and desire for consistency turns into perfection for most people. And this is why it's then black and white thinking at its best. So next question, how does it make you feel? So if you think things like consistency is about doing a diet 100% all or nothing, I have to follow the rules, I must not waver from the plan, I have to eat a third of my plate of veg, I can only have 2 slices of bread a day, I have to count my points. How do those kind of phrases and sayings make you feel? And you could even just close your eyes and go back over, just rewind for 10 seconds or whatever, and just read those back through in your head. Close your eyes and then really feel into it and decide how do those kind of thoughts and things that you're saying to yourself, how do they make you feel? Now, you may have periods of time where you feel determined and motivated and in control, but you'll also have moments where you're going to feel really overwhelmed, frustrated, resentful, restricted and anxious. So again, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel overwhelmed, frustrated and restricted? I know it did for me before I started to ditch the diet rules and set out on a weight loss journey with love. Thinking of consistency as needing to be perfection and doing everything just right and it was so exhausting and so draining. And it drained the joy out of the process. And then what happens when you've got off that proverbial track, when you fall off the wagon, when you break that plan and protocol and you think and feel these things, what actions do you then take? So, I would argue, woo, 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 all aboard the thought spiral express to fuck it town. Stopping at your favourite stations, overeating, intrusive thoughts, food urges, arguments with your partner, self-sabotaging behaviours, and a burning desire to quit your diet. And this, my friends, is not a place I want you to be. And what I will help women in my program realise is that this is not where sustainable weight loss lies. The constant striving for consistency and perfection will just lead to disappointment and frustration, and that ultimately is going to impact your results. And so it's time to start challenging that thought of needing to be perfectly consistent. It's time to start challenging the black and white thinking that can occur around weight loss. The real consistency that you want to aim for is that consistency in the destination, but not necessarily the path. This type of consistency will lead to food freedom. It will lead to sustainable weight loss and an inner confidence that will have you embracing your body and life. And so we want to work on ditching that need to be perfect and embrace consistency with love. And if you need the roadmap for that, if you want a roadmap for weight loss without the diet rules, then make sure you check out the links in the description. And when I think about being consistent now, it's a different story. It's about trying my best and challenging myself with love to do what I set out to do. It is working on repeatable actions that over time lead to me getting to the goal I'm aiming for, but not beating myself up if I don't achieve them. I don't view consistency anymore as one thing or one method. I continue to use all the tools that I teach to work on a method that fits my life as it evolves, and I seek to give myself grace whilst I go through that process. So how does that feel? How would that feel to you, to give yourself more grace in the process? How are you more likely to stick to your chosen path? Are you still likely to reach that destination in the end? Of course you will, because you'll feel more driven, because it will be more positive, it will be more motivating. I want to do the things that I set out to do. I want to find and take repeated actions that get me to my goals, and I want to be flexible about it. And this to me is about exploring consistency, but with the lens of freedom. I feel free, and so I'm more likely to take actions that will keep up the momentum. Will it always work? No, of course not. Nothing is perfect. That's the whole point. This is the whole message within the message of this show. No, nothing is perfect. But when we apply that loving curiosity, off we go again. Destination, constant, doable, loving actions. And that, maybe you're asking yourself, well, are you saying that I should ditch trying to form habits? And the short answer to that is no, that's not what I'm saying. Working on forming habits and rituals is powerful, and they are powerful tools when it comes to reaching our goals, and they can help to create that consistency in our lives, which, like I say, can be beneficial as long as it's consistency with love. And like I say, it can be helpful when embarking on a weight loss journey to aim for consistency. But what I'm saying is that you don't have to follow the same routine every single day. We're on the search here for sustainability and more joy, so that you feel good when you are taking those actions, rather than restricted, and rather than overwhelmed, and rather than feeling like you are good or bad. And so if you start to feel bored, or if you start to find things monotonous, it's about trying to then mix it up a bit, trying to do different things and take different actions so that you can keep on that train to that destination that you want to go to, rather than just thinking that you failed and therefore you might as well get off. Now, I see a lot of fitness and diet types who say you can do the hard thing. I know my ex-weight loss coach was the same. She would very much say you can do hard. And, and there's also loads of crazy weight loss and fitness programs out there. I won't name them, but, things that are very restrictive, very regimented with regards to how you are supposed to approach them. And can you do them? Can you do the hard? Well, of course you can. But can you do it forever? And the likely answer to that is no. So then what? What are you then going to do? Are you going to think that you failed because you couldn't stick to it? So it's all about finding what works best for you and what keeps you motivated and engaged. And that's why building your own unique program is the key. And the bottom line here is that consistency can be key to reaching our goals, but it doesn't mean that you need or should stick with one exact routine forever. And this is why I love intuitive style eating, as it's so flexible and it's also scientifically proven to be sustainable. Plus, you have all the mindset tools to start letting go of that well-known zapper of joy, self-judgment. So, little roundup. Remember that consistency isn't about following one particular plan forever. It's about finding a direction and sticking with it until you reach where you want to be in terms of your health and wellness. It's about challenging yourself to try out different things, trying out different routines, while still maintaining your focus on your ultimate goal. And the key is dedication and commitment to who you want to be and become, getting support and working on doing it with love. And honestly, anything is possible. Okay, that is it for this week. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Any questions, let me know in the Wellness for Women group. Reach out for support, and I will see you all next week. Bye for now. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you want to boost your life and weight loss the AAA way, check out the relevant links for today's show in the description. Speak soon.